All right then. Thank you everyone for joining us today. It's 12 noon. Welcome to today's presentation with Gary Dummer from Superior Radiant Products. He's the National Sales Manager. Today we'll have an exclusive look at the two-stage residential garage heater technology, what it is and how the technology works. Please note that all attendees will be muted for the duration of the presentation. The session is going to be recorded and we will provide it after the session. We welcome your questions, so feel free to put your questions in the Q&A section of the Zoom platform located at the bottom of your screen. And if I could just ask if you could refrain from using the chat section and use the Q&A section for your questions. With that said, please, I'd like to welcome Gary.
Thank you. What I want to do right now is start with a simple presentation, and then you can see the video will be a little more explanatory than the presentation, but let's get started. So let's start with the first slide. Okay, today's agenda, Series GR introduction. What is it? Changes from the original GR. Those who know, we had a GR and we've upgraded it. Features and benefits, packaging, accessories, venting options, and support material. Next slide, please. Okay, what is the GR? What's its purpose? Basically, it's to keep your garage warm, your shop, and all kinds of various things. Actually, with COVID, we've been using it for all kinds of people have been using their garages actually for all kinds of things. The nice thing about this heater is about a 50% savings over a unit heater. Next. Okay, the differences between our GR and our new heater. The first thing is obvious, it's a two-stage heater, where the first one was a single-stage heater. We also redesigned the deflector. So long story short, used to be if you wanted a grill on it, you had to buy it as an extra. Now it's already installed. It comes automatically, you don't have to install it. So it makes it look much nicer and much easier. The box is now painted black instead of green. We have a terminal block for thermostat connections rather than just wires coming out. It is still pre-assembled and it's still a balanced flue. Next. Features. Now I won't go through them all, but we'll see them in the video. The nice thing about it, this heater is already packed. You just pull it out of the box with its components. You do not have to put it together. Again, as I mentioned before, it's a two-stage heater. It's either high as 45 or low as 30. It comes in natural gas or LP. It has high or low indicator lights. It does have a smart control ready terminal. Thermal efficiency, like before, is 82%. It comes with 8 feet of horizontal venting kits. It does come with a ceiling bracket. It is direct spark ignition, self-diagnostic module, balanced flue, so you can go through your wall or your roof. You can hang it at a 45 or straight down. It's CSA approved for outdoor use if you wish. And we also have a roof adapter kit that allows you to hang it through your roof. Next. Okay, benefits. One of the things I've noticed since this whole COVID thing is how many people are using the garage for everything but their cars now. I've had people wanting to upgrade their garage. They can put their TV in, make it as a man cave. Others, because gyms have been closed, they want to use it as a gym, fix it and heat it so they could work out in there. Even had a few people wanted to use it as a yoga studio. So the nice thing about it with this heater is you can do all that and still feel the warmth of the heater like you would with the sun. Next. Okay, just some of the applications I mentioned before, as you can see, actually heating the garage, using the garage as a man cave, or even a fitness room. Next. The size of the heater hasn't changed. It's still only 113 inches complete. So from top to bottom. So it's not huge, it's about 9 feet and change. Next. Okay, the clearances are the same. As you can see, you can hang it straight down or you can hang it at a 45 and the clearances are on the far right there. The one thing to remember is in Canada, the minimum length you can hang it is 7 feet and in US it's 8 feet. Next. The nice thing too, it comes complete all in one box. This, we got it on a video, we show that, but you can see in the diagram, everything is complete and compact in one box. Very easy to ship around and you don't have to worry about any other components. Next. Okay, some of the accessories. As I mentioned earlier, we have a vertical vent adapter kit, which allows you to go through the roof. We have a 45-degree elbow package, a 90-degree elbow package. We have a thermostat, programmable or non-programmable thermostat if you wish. 2 ways of hanging it, number 2-pound chain, or you can use the what we call airline cable with a gripper kit. Next. 2 ways of, as I mentioned, in regards to venting. You can go through the wall, either straight through. Sometimes you have to get around an object, so you, as the second diagram shows, or sometimes you can go sideways around an object. Next. This here just gives you a more detailed version of what I was referring to. Again, it's all concentric. There's a 2-inch exhaust pipe inside with a 4-inch C-vent pipe on the outside. Next. This one, it shows our roof venting kit. If you want to convert it and you're going through the roof because you can't go through your wall, we have a little kit you can buy, and it basically allows you transforms from the 2-inch pipe to the B vent with this little kit. Go ahead. Thanks. Okay, our supporting material, we have obviously a brochure, we have a spec sheet, or anything else. It's all on the fact sheet. It's all on our website if you want to watch it. You just go under products, residential, and you'll see it there. Next. I think we'll go to the video now.
Hi, everyone. Gary, it seems like our attendees can't hear the video. Yeah, you might have to unmute yourself.
Okay, sorry. Did you, do you want me to talk about it then?
Yeah, would you be able to?
Sure, I can do that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so I'm going to run the presentation and Gary
yeah,
will talk live.
sure, no problem. I can do that.
Okay.
You want me to, you can start from the beginning or just take it from here?
Okay, I can start from the beginning.
Okay. Actually, I can start hearing some of it, but anyway.
Okay, I'm just gonna move it right back. Okay.
Technology, I tell you.
Yeah, no, I know. Thank you, everyone, for your patience.
Hello there, it's Gary. Now, oh, you got it there for a second. Okay, basically, for those who can hear and those who can't, this is the way the heater comes, complete in this box. So what we're going to do coming up is we're going to show you when we open the box what's actually in there. But as I said earlier, it all complete. Now we're going to unpack the heater, and Ahmed there is just going to cut it for a second, and we'll go through what's in there. So what we're doing right now is we're basically opening the box. And what we're going to do right now is show you what's in the box, basically, and how it's packed. As you can see, it's well packed and everything. And we're going to pull pieces out. So right now, we're just going to pull out some of the items. Okay, first of all, there's the instruction sheet. Please read it. That's why it's there. Okay, this is the flex hose, and the shut-off valve is inside that bag. So that's part of what comes in. As you can see, it's a rubber flex hose, 1/2 inch, stainless steel in the US. The next piece is basically our fresh air. It's our C vent, and it is, you put that over top of the 2-inch pipe, which will come out shortly. Inside here is the 2-inch pipe, and we'll show you a little later everything out of the boxes, but for now, just kind of show you what's actually in the box. This is our wall thimble. This is what you put in the wall. And basically the 2-inch pipe will run through that and outside. And the 4-inch pipe will stop on the inside part of the wall. And you'll see those holes around there. That's where the fresh air goes across the 2-inch pipe back into the heater. This is the heater itself. Comes right out of the box. And I know you can't really see it right now, but the actual grill is installed in it as well. So you don't even have to worry about putting that on anymore. Now, this is actually what is in the box without the boxing around it. So again, the manual. First thing is the brackets for hanging it in the ceiling. Those are quick connects. You can get those for 4 different chain or whatever you choose to use. We have the 2-inch vent pipe and the 2-inch coupling, which you put in the beginning of the heater. Over here, we have the 4-inch 32 gauge C vent, sorry, 30 gauge C vent that goes over top of the 2-inch. That's our wall thimble I mentioned before. You put that through the wall, 2-inch pipe comes out. And again, the flex hose and the shutoff valve. All this comes inside the heater. We're going to talk about now is horizontal venting. Typical straight horizontal venting. I'll show you how the pieces go in. So you can see from the beginning, the 2-inch connecting vent is the piece you see in the beginning there. We'll get to that in a sec. So that's our coupling. That goes on first. It's all got wedge fitting. The next pipe is a 2-inch pipe. Now that pipe can be cut anywhere from whatever length you need. You got up to 8 feet. If you need 6 feet, you cut the pipe. You can adjust it to whatever you feel you need. The 2-inch pipe, the 4-inch C vent is for fresh air, and that goes around it, as you can see over here. And it connects to the wall thimble. The 4-inch pipe stops on the inside part of the wall, and the 2-inch continues through that wall thimble outside. This is for the standard horizontal venting. Now the roof vent kit. What we've done here is we show them how it would work if you were going to vent through the roof using the roof vent kit. And that's the kit, 3 pieces, a T, an adapter piece, and a fresh air kit. You run your 2-inch pipe through the T, and you connect into that piece over there, the 2-inch pipe into there, and it goes from 2 to 3 inches. After the 3 inches, you can use an adapter, and you can run your 4-inch B vent from that 90 up and out. And that piece you see, that fresh air cap there, goes on the other side of the piece that you don't, right in the front there on the top, and that will take the fresh air in from the actual garage itself. So it stops being a concentric vent and it becomes a regular vented heater. Now we have 2 different pieces to help you as well. Sometimes you can't always, as we showed in the beginning, you're not always able to go straight out. Sometimes you got to get around things like beams or who knows what, windows. So we have 2 different elbows. One is a 90-degree elbow, which I have in my hand at the moment. And in a second, we do have 45s as well. So that's a 45-degree elbow. And it also comes in a kit. And that allows you to use a 45 in case it's, a little more difficult to get around. Now, control options. Basically, I know this one's gonna be a little more difficult, but and I wish an Amit's here, he can explain this after, but actually, you want to talk, Amit? No? Okay, I'll continue. We basically have various different types of controls. You can have a 2-stage thermostat and control it that way, since we have a high and low. You can control it with a single stage thermostat, if you wish, and you can just pick which one you want, 30 or 45,000 if you don't think you're going to need the 2-stage version of it. Right now we're talking about the 2-stage thermostat. We do have, well, I'll wait till we get there, but right now we're just explaining the 2-stage thermostat, but it wires up, and since we have that new smart connect piece inside, that makes it a whole lot simpler for wiring. I think it's a loop-in connection.
Would you like me to fast forward?
I'll just review basically you can use a single stage thermostat, 2-stage thermostat. Someone just wants to use spot heating. We have a 2-stage switch, which is what you see on the table there. And that can either be wired in, or there's versions that you can Wi-Fi connection, you don't need the wire at all. So basically those are your standard controls. Any type of questions as far as wiring, we could get to those after we're finished. Right now it's just showing the 2-stage switch, which we use in restaurants. So you can just off, high, and low. And that way you don't have to worry about being ambient air. You can just do it as a spot heater. Other than that, yeah, we can go ahead of that. There's no point getting into specifics. We can get into those after. I think we're almost done anyway on this one. Okay, so now what we're here is we're showing the heater out of the box before pre-assembled, and like the point we're trying to make is you do not have to build it. Anyone who's done commercial infrared heaters know they usually got to put the tubes together, put the burner box on, put the shields over top, etc. With this heater, it's all done for you. Even the grill's installed, which is nice. It really makes installations quick. And on the either end, you can see there's little loops you can hook on to hang it up. And you'll see now, this is one now after it's hung up, and it's hard to see, but you'll see little holes on either side, and that's where you would hook it up to hang it. Quite simple. And now you can see the grill, and the grill's already assembled. As far as anything to be aware of, you just got to make sure you have your heights are the proper heights. So you can't go below 7 feet in Canada. Most applications, they like to put it on the wall that's opposite the overhead door and just 45 it that way. That's one standard way of doing it. Venting considerations, as we mentioned before, either side wall or through the roof. Those are your two choices. Again, as we talked earlier, thermostat considerations. You just want it ambient air, you run it as a 2-stage, single stage, or just off and on. So those are your 3 choices.
And I think we're coming to the end of the video.
Yes, it looks like it, yes. So at this point in time, for those who have questions, we'll answer them. Probably more so than we normally would, but anyway.
Okay, so I'm just going to ask everyone if they could, if you have any questions, feel free to put them into the Q&A section. Sorry about the sound. It was working in the practice run, but for some reason it wasn't working now. But thank you so much, Gary, for improvising.
Sure.
That was helpful.
Mm-hmm.
So Gary, if anyone has any questions after this event, could they contact you directly?
Yeah, sure.
What's your coordinates?
Well, you can call me at 1-800-527-4328, extension 24, or you could email me at gdummer@SUPERIORRADIANT.com.
Okay. I don't see any questions just yet. There were a few questions about the sound, but happy to take anything. And again, if anyone has any questions after this, you can certainly contact Gary directly. And Gary, is there any sort of last words that you want to say about the products or the technology?
Yeah, we're finding that a lot of people who've been buying it have liked it. I mean, we've always had success with our residential heater in the past, but now the fact that it's 2-stage, they like the appearance of the grill. So now they can put it not just in a garage, let's say that, for cars, but it looks nice enough that they can put it in the garage that they want to use for other things, as we mentioned earlier, yoga studios, gyms, you name it. It's decorative enough. So, and it's also approved for that as well, because a lot of commercial heaters are actually not approved for a residential garage. And what I mean by that is sleeping quarters is the defining thing. So if people sleep in that building and the garage is attached to that building, you got to have residential approval.
Okay. Okay. Well, you know what? I think what we'll do is, I do have a couple questions.
Sure.
Yay. Okay. So let's see. Is the interior tube straight or in the U shape? I think we had some come
It's
in.
a U. It's a U tube. The actual underneath the shield, if that's what they're referring to, it's a U tube.
Okay. And he says, is there a big difference between the two?
Between the two.
I think we had some come in with the U shape and was expecting the straight. Is there a big?
There's a different model. We have a UAG, which is similar to our UA, and that's a 4-inch pipe, and that's a straight one, but that's not the same thing as this one. This one's completely designed as a unit complete. So, and they're always U tubes, these particular ones.
Okay, I think he answered your question, Scott. Okay, great. We have another one from Bruce Purcell. Can you use a single stage stat and still be able to use both stages?
A single stage stat typically is for one setting, whether it be the high or the low. If you really, that's a real tricky one. If he wants to have both settings, is he referring to like a spot heater thing, or I mean, I'm trying to figure out his question. He
Okay.
wants a single stage with the two-stage capabilities?
Well, why don't we give him a few seconds to,
Sure.
if you can add in your, maybe clarify what you're asking for?
Because if he wants to stages separately, I mean, there's a switch, but if he wants to measure ambient temperature, I think a single stage switch is only going to operate one or the other. It won't have the ability to switch to either one unless you have a fancy electrician there that can do that.
Right. You know what? I can actually make Bruce, if you'd like, Bruce, I can allow you to talk and you can ask your question verbally. Just give me one moment.
What I
Bruce,
might do is let me know if he's going to, because I'll pass it over to my engineer guy. He could answer that one probably better.
Bruce, if you could unmute yourself, you could ask the question directly.
All right. You hear me?
Yep, we can hear you.
Okay. So regards to that question is a lot of furnaces can use a single stage stat, but their internal boards are able to function between the first and second stage. So I'm just wondering if we can do the same thing with this heater.
These our heaters are straightforward standard heaters where we cannot use that very expensive technology that will be not that affordable. So most furnaces today, they comes with the processor inside with the PC board that they can decide, okay, where I want to start, low fire, high fire, anything with our single state thermostat, right? But these heaters, we don't have that processor, very hi-fi PC boards that can calculate by themselves that, okay, what stage I should go. So our heaters, always you can use the two-stage Lutron Wi-Fi switches, where you can use your cell phone or anything to make it to stage from your cell phone, just high, low, or off. Also, it's compatible with the Nest or Ecobee or Honeywell, all Wi-Fi thermostat, but it doesn't have capability to decide by itself that I can run single or two stage.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks. Any more questions?
I'm back.
I think, Gary, we are at the end. Okay. I don't see any other questions coming in.
Sure.
And like I said to everyone, oh, sorry, got one more.
Okay.
How is lead times with COVID currently?
About 2 weeks. Depends. We have, depends where you're located. I'm assuming this is across the country, correct? So some of our Western reps already have them in stock, so it'd be fairly quick. Like for example, Qualitech or Suntech or one of those guys out west, Saskatchewan, Alberta area, they stock them. Our Western guys stock them, so they could get them out really quick. In Ontario, we manufacture them here, so because of all the various different distribution networks we have in Ontario, about 2 weeks would be safe.
Okay. Any other questions? Thanks, Scott, for that question. That was, you're welcome. Okay, I think that is sort of ends the Q&A section. Like I said, if you have any other questions, you can feel free to reach out to Gary. You can always email me, Loretta, at lzita@hrai.com. Or sorry, .ca, and I can forward your questions on to Gary. Gary, thank you again. I really do appreciate you taking the time to do this presentation for us.
Sure.
And we do have another one set up in a month from now, so stay tuned for more information on that. Gary, do you have any other last words or?
No, that's it. If anyone has any questions, feel free to call.
Okay, then. Wonderful. Thank you so much. I really appreciate everybody's time.